Right, and we're back. First of all, I'd like to thank all our amazing guests once again for their fascinating talks this evening. Now we're going to have a short Q&A session. I'm going to pass you over to my colleague Safia, who's been getting questions from the audience. Safia, take it away.
Thanks, Gino. First, thanks everyone for your fantastic talks. It was amazing. The first question I have from the audience, I think is quite a general question, so anyone who wants to reply. So the question is from Ruth, and Ruth is asking, why are the majority of brands investing in this space luxury? Does this reflect their ambition/innovation or the target market at a reach for the average fashion consumer who is also a gamer? Yeah, I think Caitlin, it seems like
I'm happy to kind of do a start on that one. I'd love to get other people's opinions on it too, those of you who kind of work in the real luxury fashion space. So from my experience, number one, a lot of what we might see kind of publicly talked about, especially in the fashion press, is all these big things that are coming out from the mass luxury brands. Like we all know about the Alexandra Fortnite collaboration or the North Face, Gucci in Pokemon Go. But the thing is, actually, there's like so much ground roots, like fashion creativity and fashion going into games that might just not be reported on as much, or it's just it's kind of less of a like sexy headline. You might not know about it so much. Like I was looking into recently, like people that start their whole own like brands of clothes in The Sims and then sell them to other players in The Sims. That's like a whole kind of market in there. And I think there is a big section of that where like the luxury fashion industry is trying to evolve in a lot of ways and like keep up to date with like what is modern technology and like what is going to be the next big thing that kind of keeps them engaged with their audience. But in the same way, I think it's that mix of these luxury brands that have a bit of money to play around and throw these things. But also there are other things going on. You might just have to dig a little bit more to actually find them. So there's amazing collaborations that are going on at all different levels of kind of indie fashion all the way through to luxury.
Well, thank you for this fantastic answer, Kathleen. So now I have also question. I actually have one question for each of the talks. So I'm going to start with Kira. So Kira, the question that we have is, can you tell us anything about fashion choices for characters in the Wagadu Chronicles? Have you been involved with it at all?
Hello, hi. I haven't been involved with the process, but I know that game design and just design in general, a lot of the thought process just goes into the way fabrics are, how they move, how they rest on the body. It might be a topic that's overlooked sometimes in games, but I know that for a majority, and also with how game engines are improving literally every year, we're able to reach new milestones and new standards in how fabric can look in engines. So I haven't had the chance to work with that with my team, but it's something that we are working on, and it's something that I hope to see a lot in upcoming games in the future and now. Just more thought process into how fabrics can look and be imitated in the virtual space.
Well, that sounds great. Thanks for your reply. And talking about fabric and games, I think it's it makes sense now to ask a question for Miya. The question is, clothes simulation seems very technical and difficult. Can you tell us a bit more about your learning journey?
Basically, I was studying at National Film and Television School with my major in visual effects. So at that time, I already started to learn like Miya, and also taught myself with Houdini and stuff. And actually, in Houdini, they have a really good system like a vellum clothing system that you can create all kinds of different fabric simulation. But then I realized marvelous designer that I can do more creative work about clothing, more complicated stuff. So when I want to do like hanfu or like qipao, those kind of traditional Chinese clothing, I realized marvelous designer is the right way to do. And animations are mostly from Mixamo, and that's how you get like free rigs. So it's easier for you to animate it and then simulate it in modeless design. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a lot of great information. I'm sure that anyone that is interested in clone simulation could look into that and hopefully learn from your experience. So now I have a question for Jeni. So it's a question about your process. Which process do you enjoy better, physical or digital stamping, and how comparable are they?
That's a really good question. I guess because I'm kind of focused on knitwear, the differences between physical and digital sampling are like quite extreme, I guess, because when you're doing physical sampling, if you're not using any digital tools, you need to do all your knitwear pattern calculations by hand. So that's a lot of like writing out maths, working out ratios between how many stitches and how many rows you're knitting, thinking about things like shrinkage, so that when you wash and knit, it shrinks, and different fibres shrink by different kind of percentages. So you have to bear all that in mind when you're developing product. Obviously, in digital sampling, you have like you can sort of set parameters and set presets for all that, so you can input how many stitches per centimetre, how many rows per centimetre, and like click a button and you've got your pattern calculations there. So it's much quicker. I've also, like from working in industry, it's also much easier to work collaboratively digitally. So quite often when I was developing products for brands and for luxury brands, they would work with a supplier in Scotland, say, but they would also maybe have knitwear factories in Italy, in France, in Monaco. And quite often what happens is that if an order is really big and one factory can't fulfill it, the files would be shared between factories in the same luxury family. So like one big brand tends to own or work with a set number of factories. And if you've got the files digitally, then it's very easy to kind of pass them over and for some of the production to be done elsewhere. If you're working just physically, then they have to then receive a garment and reverse engineer it to work out how they're going to make it. So kind of the physical digital sampling is like hugely different in the kind of knitwear world, and then definitely quicker digitally.
Well, that sounds very interesting. I really like how you explain that it makes it so much easier for collaboration as well. That's on top, of course, of the sustainability aspect that you talked about in your talk. Well, thank you for your answer. Now I have a question for Ashley. So the question for Ashley is, did you ever make kigurumi or video game characters to bridge even further the gap between your game art skills and cosplay skills?
So that's an interesting thought, actually. So because I was an environment artist, I wasn't a character artist. I was hired to do scenery, landscape, houses, props. No, I didn't touch any people, I suppose. That sounds wrong, MacGilp, I mean. I knew that I loved creating characters in a different way. Like I'm interested in makeup, I'm interested in drawing people. I've always liked drawing people more than trees, for example, but it wasn't my specialization in my job, it still isn't. So no, I have not made kigurumi for game characters, but I could see how it could easily be done. I know there's a company that I mentioned in my video called King Mask, and they have recently made a small-scale printed kigurumi mask to go on dolls, so that your doll can have this mask that can go on them. So imagine a Barbie doll having a kigurumi mask on, so it changes their head like that, you know? And I think that's really cool. I think that they're thinking out of the box with that sort of thing. Yeah, so I think it would be really cool, but ultimately not necessary, because 3D characters' heads are basically exactly the same as a kigurumi head, just sliced and shelled and prepped for printing. So you could sculpt a 3D character, slice their head off, and make a mask out of it, like really quickly if you wanted to, if you know what you're doing. So I think that prospect is more interesting. Like, I'd love to see video game characters like Nintendo going, make a mask of Princess Peach, you know what I mean? I think that's really cool.
Thanks for your reply. It's even more impressive that you were an environmental artist before and now you're sculpting the face mask. So that's really interesting. Thanks. I have a new question from the audience, from the chat, from Eilish. Eilish is asking, I guess this is more a question for Miya, but maybe other guests will be able to answer as well. If you're a complete beginner and want to get into 3D clothes simulation, what are the best programs? What are the best programs to begin with? Sorry, what are the best programs? Example, Maya, Houdini, etc. What's best for particularly for self-initiated learners?
I say the easy way to do is definitely learn a tiny bit about Maya, because Maya is software with a lot of pipeline in it, like animation, like modeling, like everything. You can start from there. But if you just want to do clothing instead of animation or anything else, you can start with Marvelous Designer, or like you mentioned, the Clothes 3D. That's a good starting point, I think. Houdini is a bit complicated because it uses Python and also a little bit of coding. If your logic is perfect, you should try it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hi, Jade.
If you're self-initiated kind of learning by yourself, you could just follow like they'll have like beginners part 1, part 2, like all these playlists on YouTube. So that's quite a good place to start if you want to go down the clothes route.
Yeah, I watched a lot of clothes YouTube videos actually, so that I can know how to do it in Marvelous Designer.
Yeah, they're super similar, I think. So yeah, there's a lot of crossover.
Well, that sounds good. I'm glad to see that we're all using YouTube to learn new skills.
I just say we've got time for one more question.
Well, that's great because I have one more question, and this is a question for Alexandra. So, Alexandra, was the team inspired by existing brands or fashion designers for the character's fashion style?
So the characters are kind of designed based on several different references of various kinds. So oftentimes we'll, like, for a specific character, we'll have just like, it almost looks like a mood board sort of thing where you have the character, we have some like basic narrative information. So for example, for Valeria, she's she's like an artist, and she was originally supposed to be Russian. I don't think she is anymore. So we had all these different, like, a lot of times from Instagram, we take things like just fashion Instagram, and we like the vest was from an artist, so we're like, okay, the artist has to have a vest, and then whatnot. So it's like very much less of like brands and more of just like the feeling that clothes give, and sometimes that's inspired by a particular picture or a celebrity. No one character is a specific celebrity, but if you saw, like, we maybe have 3 celebrities and we mash them together, and that's the character. So yeah.
Well, thanks for your reply. I hope you will inspire other aspiring designers that are looking for inspiration for their characters. Well, thank you everyone for taking the time to answer all these questions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. It was really
Thank
fun.
you.